How's it going, YouTube? In Canada, I might say. Getty Cheese here today. And what are we looking at here? We're looking at a very, very scary, terrifying, monstrous weapon here. This is a weapon of mass destruction. You know, it's a very scary, most terrifying thing on this planet. No, actually, that's just what the liberals want y'all to believe. So what is this anyways, for those of y'all who don't know? It's an AR-15. Smith & Wesson M&P 15. You might be looking at me like, Getty, it's a big old terrifying firearm. Why would anybody need one of these? And the question is simple. It's because it's a hobby, just like anything else. Just like cars or sewing or video games. This is just a hobby that us Canadians are free to have. The problem is, though, is that the media and the government are telling y'all a bunch of lies and a bunch of stupid nonsense that doesn't even make sense, trying to make these look like they're worse than what they really are. So for starters, high-capacity magazines, like this one right here. Okay? This is a big old 45 round mag. Can hold 45 rounds in this bad boy. If I lived in the States, y'all see. We're allowed to have these, but if you live in Canada, they come with a little unique feature on it that they don't have in the States. That little unique feature is right there. That little pin there makes it so that actually I can only put 5 bullets in this. It will not go down any farther than right there. That's where the pin stops it. I cannot push it down any further, and I cannot load more than 5 rounds into the magazine, which is the legal limit for AR rifles. So now what would this actually look like without this high capacity magazine? Well, the answer is simple. There you go. That's what it looks like. Bit less terrifying there now, huh? But that's hypothetically what it really looks like at all times. Now another thing is here, they want to ban this. This big, mean looking machine. Little do they know, they don't want to ban these. So I can have this, they're saying, but they're not going to let me have this. Now let's do a little size comparison here. Oh, nice Spanish wood. Do a little sizing up here. Oh my, yeah, that is quite scary. Until you see that the other gun is actually quite a lot bigger. Now this gun also, right here, it shoots 5 rounds as well. 5 8mm Mauser rounds, which are much bigger and can cause much more damage than a standard 223 or 5.56 round from an AR. Now you go, okay, Getty, what's semi-auto? It means it's more dangerous because semi-auto. This right here, yeah, they're not afraid of that. They're afraid of the semi-auto. Why is that? It's because they also don't know the laws. I can walk outside with this right now. This gun right here. I can walk outside and I can put it in my car, in my back. I can put this in my back seat. And I can put a towel over it and drive around willy-nilly with this on my back seat, and if the police pull me over, all I gotta do is show them my card. Okay? That's all I gotta do for this big one right here. This is this big one that fires a much larger round than this one. But this one here, I want to take this one outside, let's say. Okay? Well, first of all, I ain't going anywhere with this one unless I got this. Now you're being like, Getty, what is that? Well, that right there tells the government I own that. That right there makes the government look at my criminal record every single day. Every single day, my criminal record gets scanned by an automatic system, updating them if I have any new outstanding warrants or felonies. And if I do, they come and they take all these away. This one right here, I don't need that book. In fact, government doesn't even really know I have this one. And legally, I ain't got to tell them because it's a non-restricted. And that's another thing y'all don't know, is the difference between non-restricted and restricted. So when I leave my house, hold on, I'm going to set something up for you here, and I'll prove my point here. Alrighty, we're back. And what do we got here? Well, I'm going to go to the range now. So I pack my guns just like I want to go to the range. So legally in Canada, by law, if I own a gun, this is what I have to do. All I have to do for this one is put that little thing right there. So basically, I can't get into the trigger at all. Can't shoot the gun. That's all I gotta do for this big one. Now for the big mean AR, weapon of mass destruction, what's it look like? I got a case. This case is actually required. I need to have this. The AR needs to be in this with a lock. It needs to be locked. Now I didn't lock it just because I didn't save time for the video, but it does need to be locked. So we're going to take that off. Okay? So, but before we do that, now just picture. You're in your car, okay? If you're legally transporting, it has to be like this. And this has to be in your trunk. You actually cannot have this in your back seat. It has to be in your trunk of your car. So we take the lock off. We open it up. And hey, we got another lock. Wow. That is also required. So you're saying, Getty, the government requires you to have your AR locked in a case, with that case also being locked before you can take this out of your home? And y'all would be correct. That's exactly what the law says I gotta do. But we also forgot one other thing. Forgot the book. I got to carry this with me as well if I'm bringing my AR. So that's 3 things I gotta do before I even leave my house with my AR. And yet they want to ban them. They think that they're not safe enough. They think that we don't have enough laws on these. 5-round magazine only. Only semi-automatic. Only FMJ bullets. Nothing else. No armor piercing, nothing like that like you can get in the States. I gotta have my ATT. I gotta have my firearms license. I gotta have 2 locks on it. It has to be in a case and in my trunk. When I store it at my house, it has to be the exact same or in a case that cannot be broken into easily. When it's at my house, it has to be locked away at my house. And that's what the law says. Yeah, I can just leave this out anywhere. As long as I have that on it. It doesn't really matter. They don't care. They don't care about this. This big scary gun shoots a much deadlier, bigger round than that one. They don't care about this. Now you say, Getty, what about all the mass shootings that have happened because of these weapons? That's what the media is saying, is that these are all acquired and you can legally get them in Canada. It's absolutely bullshit. They have no idea what they're talking about. It's been known that all the weapons in the mass shooting, the recent one, the Nova Scotia one, were all acquired illegally and from the United States. All the handgun deaths in Toronto, Vancouver, BC, big cities, are illegally imported handguns over the border. None of these are from actual legal gun owners, because why the hell would I wait a year just to get put in jail? Don't make any sense. That's another thing. People don't know how long it takes to actually get a firearm and how hard it is to get a firearm. So let me explain that real quick. What you gotta do is first you gotta apply. You gotta sign up for a course. So you gotta wait for a firearm safety course to be available. Once you do that, you take the course, and you're gonna have to take a test as well. It's a whole day course with a test at the end, and you have to, I believe, get over 70 on that test or something like that to be able to get your gun. They do a practical and a written test to make sure you know how to handle a firearm and you just know practical knowledge about the firearms and ammunition. Then, once you pass that test, you gotta send paper off to your CFO and the RCMP. That's when you gotta wait up to 10 months, maybe even a year, to get your firearms license. Or actually, sorry, no. You gotta wait for the CFO to send you paper after you've written the test, which can take up to 6 weeks or so. Once you get that back, you gotta fill it out and send it out to the RCMP. Then, that's the real wait. That's the one that can take up to 8 months to a year to actually get your whole firearms license in the mail. Once you get your firearms license in the mail, if you want to go buy an AR, guess what? You have to wait even more. You go to the store, you buy your AR. That store then has to notify the RCMP and the CFO that you have bought that firearm and that it is going to be registered to your person. They will register it to your person, your household, all your information attached to it, and they know you have that gun. Then you are allowed to pick it up. If any time you are caught not abiding by these rules, the fines can be quite hefty, from up to 10 years in jail, which I don't think any legal gun owner really wants to bother with. So the question here is, Justin Trudeau, why are you putting so much emphasis on legal gun owners when everybody knows that the problem is coming from the United States? It's the border control. It's these illegal weapons coming in, not these legal ones that are owned by us. You're just hurting the people that are trying to follow the rules. And I don't understand what you're doing. There's absolutely no purpose. There's alone 83,000 ARs in Canada, not to mention all the other guns you want to ban. And at $1,100 average a pop, you do the math, that's going to be a lot of taxpayers' money to buy back all these weapons, let alone the people who are not willing to give them. If you came on my door, I'd give mine up. It's the law. It's what I got to do. But I can guarantee there are going to be some other people that will not. That's what you also got to think about. So maybe you should be doing a better job patrolling the borders and stopping these illegal weapons coming in than punishing the people and restricting more of what you have already restricted. That's all I got to say here today. I hope Canada can finally see the light on the gun situation, and I hope this will show you that ARs are really just another gun and they're not as scary. Actually, they're less scary than these big ones. It's just the media and the government telling you otherwise. That's everything for today, everybody. Getty Chiefs here. Have a safe and wonderful day.